Good morning. We're here in the state of Missouri. We are about to provide service on the Missouri State Supreme Court on behalf of the Cooper family, as well as the other hundreds of thousands of protected United States citizens that have been deprived of constitutional rights guaranteed to them by the state of Missouri. When a state chooses to enact its own alternative legislation and substitute it for the provisions and guarantees of the United States Constitution, that is a crime. It's deprivation of rights under color of law. This issue must be addressed. There are currently hundreds of thousands of people across the state of Missouri who have been charged with or convicted of a crime, an infamous crime in particular, by the state without lawful authority. That means that their conviction or their arrest was unconstitutional because it derives from an unconstitutional act committed by an agent of the state of Missouri. State of Missouri, you may not choose to enact your own alternative legislation, substitute it for the guarantees of the Constitution, and then direct your agents to enforce such laws. Your inferior statute has no power over the United States Constitution, and we must get this issue addressed. So, as of this moment, you are placed on notice, and we demand that in the next 10 days that you correct your actions and act in a lawful and constitutional manner, or else we will hold you accountable in the same manner as any other traitor to our nation. Thank you so much, and God bless. Hey, how are you? Good, good. Can I set this here for a moment? All right. I don't need that. Can I just set it there for a moment? I was cautious. What, are you guys clerks of court? Okay. Okay, so we have ongoing federal litigation at the Supreme Court level. This is evidence on the with regard to the case. This is an effective party here within the state of Missouri with providing service on behalf of the affected litigants. So the front page there is just a service that provides direction as far as what needs to be done with the evidence. Page number 2 is the criminal affidavit written by the Cooper family. And so when a state chooses to enact its own alternative legislation, substitute it for the guarantees of the United States Constitution, that would be a crime. It's called deprivation of rights under color of law. We need to bring this to the justices' attention here at the Supreme Court, make sure that they're aware so we can direct the judges and judicial officers within the state to act in an appropriate, lawful, and constitutional manner. And so this is should be self-explanatory. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know.
Do you already have a case?
There's not a case within the state of Missouri. There's a case at the federal level, at the United States Supreme Court level. This is to enjoin the state of Missouri into the case. So the state of Missouri needs to be made aware of the ongoing litigation so that we can ensure that when we have the victory at the Supreme Court level, that we can ensure that affected parties here within the state of Missouri are also granted the same relief through vicarious relief. So this is just a simple step that needs to be done to ensure that justices and all the judicial officers, because of course notice to agent is notice to principal. So upon identifying yourself as a clerk of court, you are an agent of the Supreme Court. Therefore, we have now notified the Supreme Court justices. So we just need to make sure that they're aware. This needs to be delivered to them so that they understand the situation at hand. So you may not charge by way of information that is in direct violation of Clause 1 Amendment 5 to the United States Constitution. You must do it consistent with the procedures of process as codified in the Constitution of the United States. That means you must use an indictment by a grand jury, not information. And so this ongoing litigation, they are aware of the case. All of these Supreme Courts are all aware of them. And so we're just simply enjoining them in at this point in time. There is no case in the Missouri level. You guys are going to be coming up to the federal level as of this moment. Okay? Unfortunately, you guys have been served. You identified yourself as an agent. So thank you so much. God bless. Thank you. You could take that to your body. The certificate of service there. Correct. Well, I mean, I would be more than happy to talk to her, but that's been served. So if you'd like, I would be more than happy to talk to her, but I can't take that documentation back, unfortunately, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. And what was your name, ma'am? Kelly what? Do you have a last name, ma'am? Okay. Does she have a last name? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Kelly with the Supreme Court Clerk. Could I get your name by chance? Madison. Nice to meet you, Madison. Thank you so much for your service. God bless. Hi, good morning. How are you? Yes, so we just provided service on behalf of affected litigants here in the state of Missouri. So this is, the front page is simply certificate of service directing the agents to the appropriate action necessary to resolve the issue. Page number 2 is the criminal affidavit on behalf of affected parties here within the state of Missouri. So when a state chooses to enact its own alternative legislation and substitute it for the guarantees of the United States Constitution, that is a crime. It's called deprivation of rights under the color of law, Title 18, subsection 242, which states any person who, under the color of any state statute, ordinance, custom, or regulation, deprives any person of rights secured by the Constitution commits that crime. As of this moment, the state of Missouri, under the direction of the judicial officers, and I'm not saying that they're the ones responsible, but what we need to do is we need to make sure that the judicial officers understand that the things that they're doing by relying upon an inferior state statute through the executive branch's prosecuting attorneys, when they rely upon the prosecuting attorneys' abuse of discretion, they themselves are abusing discretion because, of course, you must act within the confines or the limitations of the obligations of which your fidelity is bound. So when you swear an oath to the Constitution of the United States, you must fulfill the obligations codified within the Constitution. This is simply a criminal affidavit that's on behalf of affected parties here. We need to deliver it to the Supreme Court so that they're made aware. We have federal litigation at the United States Supreme Court level, and we are now enjoining the state of Missouri into that federal litigation so we can get this issue resolved and get these people protected under the laws of the United States of America. So that's what this is, and so if you have any questions, I would be more happy to answer them for you.
We have nothing pending in this court.
You have nothing pending in this court, but this enjoins the state of Missouri. Now, this has been served on behalf of the affected parties. They did identify themselves as the clerk of the court, and as a result, drop service is completely acceptable. This has been served on the state of Missouri as of this moment. Well, and that's okay because they're still an agent and they identified themselves as an agent. So I'm a service processor, and that's what I do. So I provide service on behalf of affected parties. So, well, my information is right here, and the court is fully aware of the case. Now, I would be happy to write down my information, but I don't carry cards. Okay, awesome.
I'm not accepting it on that.
Well, unfortunately, there's no choice. So I'm going to leave this here because it has been served.
The approval of the clerk of the court, and I will
Okay.
talk to her.
Okay, it's going to remain right here because it has been. So under the service, once an agent identifies themselves as an agent and I hand it to them, service has been provided. So I'm going to leave this here, okay, awesome. Okay. Well, that's not really a choice that we have, but thank you so much. God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to put my contact information right here so that you guys can contact me. God bless you guys. Have a great day. So sorry, sir. How it is here. Here is the document we did serve. They identified themselves as clerk of court. So we are drop serving, leaving it here at the X-ray machine. So service has been provided on behalf of the Vincent family, state of Missouri, Supreme Court. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. So we just provided service on behalf of the Cooper family here at the state of Missouri Supreme Court, as well as other hundreds of thousands of persons that have been affected by illegal and unconstitutional acts committed by the state of Missouri. When a state chooses to enact its own alternative legislation and then substitute it for the guarantees of the United States Constitution, that is a crime. It's called deprivation of rights under the color of law. So when a prosecuting attorney relies upon that inferior state statute in order to charge the person by way of information not by indictment as required by Clause 1 of Amendment 5 to the United States Constitution, he has committed that crime. Title 18, subsection 242, which states any person who, under the color of any state statute, ordinance, custom, or regulation, deprives any person of any rights secured by the Constitution, commits that crime. Once that prosecuting attorney hands the incorrect charging instrument off to the judicial officer, being information not by indictment as required by the Constitution and laws of the United States, that judicial officer has a duty and a responsibility to ensure that the power that he exercises is consistent with his authority. If he chooses to exercise his power based upon someone else's abuse of power, then the power he exercises is no power at all, and he has thus established a criminal conspiracy by and between himself and the prosecuting attorney. When that judge then hands that order for arrest off to to an officer and ask that officer to go out and perform an arrest, that officer also has a duty and responsibility to ensure that the power he exercises is consistent with his authority. If he chooses to exercise his power based upon someone else's abuse of power, then the power he exercises is no power at all. We have a major criminal conspiracy that is going on across this entire nation, including here in the state of Missouri. State of Missouri, you may not substitute your own alternative legislation for the provisions and guarantees of the Constitution. That would be a seditious act committed by traitors to this nation. We have laws that establish the Union of the United States of America, and when those laws are not followed, you are committing a criminal act, an act of sedition done by traitors to the nation. So we challenge you right now, Supreme Court, step up, do your duty, discharge the duties of your office, fulfill the obligations that you've made to the people of the state of Missouri, and protect them from criminals committing criminal acts against the laws of the United States of America. The people of the United States, regardless of where they choose to reside within the jurisdiction of the United States, are guaranteed certain rights. And you, under your authority, is depriving them of the very rights that are guaranteed. We challenge you to step up, do your job, discharge the duties of your office, fulfill the obligations and promises that you made to the people of the state of Missouri, and protect them from criminals that work for you and your agency. Thank you so much. God bless you, and have a great day.